We're only 2 days into the NBA season, and we just got one of the biggest bombshell stories that we've ever seen. It involves illegal sports gambling. It involves people fixing games. It involves players. It involves coaches. And it all got blown open this morning. Chauncey Billups, who's the current head coach, well, for now, of the Portland Trail Blazers, and Terry Rozier, who plays for the Miami Heat, have been arrested this morning. They were arrested as part of an FBI gambling probe. And this is an FBI investigation that has lasted around 4 years, I believe is what they said. So it's been going on for a very long time. And it was a year or two ago that we heard allegations about Terry Rozier, that he was under investigation in some way, but he was not being charged at that time. He was just a subject of the investigation. A lot of things just came out today that is shaking the NBA world and the sports world to its core. NBA's Billups and Rozier arrested in FBI probe involving alleged prop bets, poker rings, and mob ties. We're talking about the fucking Italian mafia here, involved in rigging poker games in which Chauncey Billups was a part of. We're talking about people, players like Terry Rozier intentionally underperforming, intentionally cashing prop bets for so others can make millions and millions and millions of dollars. This is about as serious as it gets when it comes to a story like this. Basketball Hall of Famer Chauncey Billups, Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, and former player and coach Damon Jones, who has some connection to LeBron James. Now, again, he was coaching, I think, while LeBron was in Cleveland, right? And I think in one of the reports, he was alleged to have given insider information that LeBron wasn't going to be a part of one of these games because of an ankle injury or something before the official report came out. So those are the types of things. I'm not saying that LeBron James is directly involved. As much as I hate him, that's not what this report specifically was about. But they were, and more than 30 other individuals were arrested Thursday morning and indicted in a sweeping criminal investigation into alleged illegal gambling and sports rigging that also involved 4 of the 5 mafia families. The charges were unveiled in a news conference in Brooklyn where Kash Patel and representatives from the Department of Justice and New York Police Department laid out details of an operation that spanned 11 states, resulted in 34 arrests, and involved tens of millions of dollars. The FBI director said the historic fraud included multiple NBA players and coaches who allegedly took advantage of their own positions of power to rig gambling systems for their own benefit, eventually funneling money to La Cosa Nostra, enriching some of the most notorious criminal networks in the world. So there's a couple different levels to this, and fortunately for Chauncey Billups, I say fortunately, he's fucking under arrest for involving in like illegal rigged poker stuff. None of the Chauncey Billups stuff involves things on the NBA court. So it doesn't involve a head coach in the NBA trying to fix games. That's not what his specific thing is about. Billups, the current coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, who was inducted in the Hall of Fame last year, and Jones, Damon Jones, allegedly participated in a scheme involving rigged illegal poker games. They face charges of wire fraud conspiracy and money laundering conspiracy. Federal authorities launched an investigation into a nationwide gambling ring allegedly involving members of the Bonanna, Gambini, Lucchese, and Genovese families. I don't know how to pronounce these Italian words. My bad. Don't kill me, Mafia. Don't kill me, Italian Mafia. No disrespect intended, all right? Which allegedly defrauded victims out of millions of dollars. The FBI says proceeds were often converted into crypto to avoid being detected. Officials stated the poker games involved cheating devices like rigged shuffling machines, x-ray machines, and other ways to tip off people. Operation Venn diagram overlapped with a separate investigation dubbed Nothing But Bet involving a probe into fixed NCAA basketball games. Now we get into the actual on-the-floor stuff. Alleged sports corruption. Rozier's arrests are tied to the gambling involving NBA games during which he allegedly manipulated his stats so co-conspirators could win prop bets. During a Thursday press conference, one alleged incident was mentioned. Rozier let others close to him know he planned to leave the game early with a supposed injury. Using that information, members of the group placed more than $200,000 in wagers on his under statistics. And in that game, after 9 minutes, Terry Rozier did exit, right? He did exit that game with an injury. And Terry Rozier, look, when he was under investigation last year, a lot of people started paying very close attention to him. This is Terry Rozier with the ball right now. You see people posting this. Knew it wasn't possible to play this bad in a game.
And still going. Rozier turned it over again. having a tough night. And Rozier off the DHO. And he turned it over. Turn it up. But you don't want to play it too soon.
So this is just a highlight of his bad plays in a random game. And obviously, look, these things are going to come up now. Everything is going to be highly scrutinized, just like we saw with those baseball players, right? Just like we saw with that stuff. Rozier just exited the game after just 9 minutes, and those bets paid out, generating tens of thousands of dollars in profit. The proceeds were later delivered to his home, where the group counted their cash. Rozier and 5 other defendants are facing charges of conspiracy to commit bank and wire fraud. Damon Jones, former player and current coach, along with his alleged involvement in separate poker scheme case, were also indicted as part of the sports rigging investigation. He's alleged to have shared inside non-public info to help others place fraudulent bets. Now, obviously, these are just charges, right? It's all alleged. No one's been proven guilty yet, but this is awful. This is fucking awful for them. And look, I am totally fine with sports gambling. Right? I think it's a good thing that it's been legalized so that it can be monitored. And that is the thing when it comes to this stuff. Now that sports gambling is legal, it's far easier to monitor these things. It's far easier to see when abnormal things are happening, when an inordinate amount of money are coming in on something that doesn't really make sense. And it allows, honestly, the FBI to find illegal gambling rings like this. It allows that to happen much easier than if everything is illegal. But I certainly do think you have to have your eyes on everything that's going on. And when the game comes into question, when something like this happens, when the actual result of the game comes into question, it's a completely different story. And that's now what we have. Just 2 days into this NBA season, which launched with a lot of pomp and circumstance, different show on ESPN, NBC's back with the NBA, a lot of stuff going on. And these are now going to be the headlines for a significant period of time, and understandably so. You've got, look at this. You can't make this shit up. ESPN just quietly removed their ESPN bet logo during a segment on Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups' gambling arrest this morning. Watch this, and you can look. I don't know if I full screen it, probably really won't let me, but you can see the ESPN bet right there on the bottom. Watch what happens a little bit into this statement.
It was something that leagues stayed far away from. It was something that networks like ESPN would stay far away from. Those days are obviously long behind us. You hear a lot about legal sports gambling on this show. The Bussin' Boys, obviously sports gambling is a huge part of what you do, so we put those all out there as a preamble because it might be in the back of people's minds.
Right, so they're going out across on this. And look, we work with Prize Picks, which is not sports gambling, but that is daily fantasy sports and stuff like that. So when it comes to my opinion on sports gambling, I'm all for it. I think people have problems. Some people shouldn't be. But there's always going to be people that are looking to take advantage of it and make a buck and do anything they can. This happened before sports gambling was legal. And it will continue to happen now that sports gamble is legal and prevalent, and it has been embraced by these leagues.
And we acknowledge that this is a different time and place. However, there is a fine.
You saw right there, the bottom just disappears, right? The ESPN bet logo just disappears. So this is going to throw so many things into turmoil, and this is a sad fucking day because it allows now anyone, any given time, and we've had gambling things happen before. We've had all this stuff pop up before in basically every other sport. We've had referees that get, found out to be involved in these things. We've had coaches, we've had players. Whenever stuff like this comes out, then no one is going to believe any product that is on the floor. And understandably so, because there always might be somebody who's trying to fix it. But what do you guys think about all this? Let me know in the comment section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.